Slayin 2 from the studios of Pixel Licker and FTG Entertainment follows a little bit the philosophy presented in the first title of the saga, an arcade game with lots of action and some RPG elements. Although the first title was released for mobile devices, both on iOS and Android, and with an idea of endless action, its successor also presents a short story. Anyway, it's not that it makes a big difference, but it helps the atmosphere of the background. It all starts when the king of that area has been kidnapped, which by the way is the key ingredient in the ritual of evoking the forces of evil. Thus, it is up to the player in the story mode to save the day and return with the king to his kingdom. Along the way, it is necessary to successfully complete a total of 90 different levels, with enemies, backgrounds and fights against bosses in the most varied form and shapes. As expected, each encounter with the final boss of the level will have an attack pattern. Sometimes the most difficult is not even the final confrontation, but the objective of finishing the level. To reach the final confrontation, it is necessary to defeat X number of enemies. With a very simple gameplay, it's a mistake to think that this is an easy title. There are 1 or 2 levels where the reflexes of the player are really tested. Each character has different mechanics and weapons, but in fact, the essence of the game is always the same. There are 2 lines of combat, the upper and the lower. The player can press the button to jump the line and thus destroy the enemies present in them. The more enemies you shoot down in a short time, the more the combo is, and the better the items left by them. These items are primarily separated by items in form of currency that can be exchanged in the blacksmith and in the charm store, and temporary items of buff or defense aid, such as invincibility for a short time or an improvement in the defense. Separated from the levels of confrontation, there is one that serves as the basis of the whole adventure. This is where the RPG component of this title comes in. The city acts as the point where it is possible to upgrade weapons or even purchase new equipment. Although it is only possible to acquire new weapons, they can contain different types of benefits, such as more damage, more defense or health, or as luck, which makes sense so that there is more possibility for enemies to leave more objects behind. The arcade mode will be action until the end of the player's run. It is an endless mode where the game only ends when the player loses his life bar. Among the waves of enemies, and when you reach the end of each section, there is a possibility to buy healing objects or buffs from the street vendor, which help the player through the frenzy of colors. With the possibility of unlocking up to 8 different players, there's space for a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it is only possible to play in multiplayer mode locally and up to 2 players. A fun title with a competitive streak that will surely leave players with shaking hands, with such emotion and buttons that they have to be pressed in a short period of time.